So hi everyone, I know it's been quite a long time since I didn't have time to sit down and just talk to you guys and show my face. So things are going very well. I wanted to share with you this program that we just finished. I just finally finished editing it and making it available. Some of you already know I've done a course on sacred feminine and the sacred cycle. Some of you have participated in the course, are still sending me questions, so I'm gonna give you a little shout out. And now it's time for me to open the course for those people who or those women who want to share, who want to learn more about the sacred feminine and my perspective on sacred cycles. And so the course basically is 8 sessions that you follow, and that may take you about a month each session, depending on where you are. It's more of a process than just something that you will watch as the video as I do, you know, for the public. It's more something that you will refer back to as you progress and as you apply the different principles in each of the videos. And so it's a program that walk you through the different things, different themes throughout the 8 sessions. It starts eventually, obviously, on your menstrual cycle, and understanding that is also included in there, understanding the notion of yoni, which is not just the physical aspect of the reproductive system, women reproductive system. Is much more than that. It goes to the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual. It really encompasses all of the facets of our sacred space. And I really dive into that to give you a basic understanding of where does this cycle that we all go through as women play in our daily life, and how can we use that to our advantage? How can we, instead of fighting against it, just be in the flow and benefit from it fully? There is a session where we talk about, you know, using the moon calendar. I think everywhere everybody's talking about the moon calendar, and now I'm basically assisting you in using that and helping you discover the synchronicity that you may or may not have with the moon and what it means for you. I also include in that the notion and the impact that the sun may have on you. Especially as melanated people, we may have a specific symbiotic relationship with the sun. Some of us are very much affected. This is why some of us get depressed during the winter and the fall, and are come alive in the spring and the summer, but others don't really get impacted as much. And I give you tools to actually look and map out so that you can see for yourself whether you are impacted or not, and what you can do about it, how you can use this influence of the moon or the sun on the daily life so that you can program everything that you need to do, or plan things and events, or, you know, if you're planning to go in a new business venture or take on some additional task, those notions will help you program that into your schedule. Of course, we also touch into the blood cycle, what blood means. I go over some of the traditional uses and perception around blood and what people are doing, to give you a little bit of background behind that. I also dive into some of the remedies that you can use when you are having physical pain. So we talk about teas, we talk about having a list and a toolbox that you can pull out when you are facing certain difficulties. We also talk about the emotional side and the roller coaster that it can be. We talked about the highs, but we also focus on the lows to make sure that when you are hitting those low notes, you have an array of tools that you can turn to, so that you don't need to run away from them. You can just face those moments head on, knowing that you have enough around you, enough things that will work for you, that will help you get you through the other side. We also talk about honoring the different phases of your life cycle, you know, as a preteen, as a teen, and going through puberty, as a woman, as a wife, as a sexual being, as a mother, and finally as a crown. And we walk through, I talk to all of these different phases so that you can see how those phases are part of you, which one you've already reached, which one you are living fully, which one you need to address, and which one you need some time to celebrate and recognize in yourself and also in the women around you. So the last thing I was going to mention is that even if, and I get this question a lot, so even if you are in menopause, you're no longer having a blood cycle, this course is also great for you, because no matter whether you have a blood cycle or not, the course touches on all the different facets of our cycle as women, the energy that we have as women. And whether you even have a hysterectomy, it doesn't matter, because genetically your essence is that of a woman, and so those phases, you still are going to go through them. So everything you see is still going to be applicable. And the bonus is that if you're reaching menopause, you're entering the phase of wisdom and knowledge, where younger folks, younger women particularly, will come to you for information, for your wisdom, for your knowledge. So I think it's a great addition for you to have this information that you can share with your daughters, with your granddaughters, or with any woman that's around you that is looking for the information. So I really think as a crown, this information will also be beneficial for you. And for those of you who are mothers and who have young daughters, I think it's also a great course that you can use to talk with your daughter about it. Don't wait until she's in her puberty. I think it's important to talk about those kind of things with a child, so that she understands what her body is going to go through before it all starts. And we have a session where we talk about a few tools that you can do and how you can bridge that, how you can make her coming into womanhood something that's joyful, something that's there to celebrate rather than something to dread and anticipate with negativity. So I think no matter what level you are as a woman, what phase you are in your own journey, this course is going to give you a lot of information, a lot of basic things that you're going to be able to use on a day-to-day basis. And of course, to me, this course gives you a great foundation in terms of understanding your cycle, so that if you are interested in using yoni eggs or building a practice with yoni eggs, it will give you a foundation. A lot of people come to me wanting to use yoni eggs, or have already started using yoni eggs, and one of the typical questions and typical issues that they run through is that sometimes they're not even aware of their own cycle, and that manifests in the way that sometimes they will try to put the yoni egg in. The yoni egg will keep coming out, and most of these women, when that's happening, it is either the day where they're going to have their menstrual cycle, or a couple of days before. And I've seen this over and over and over again, where the women, I will ask, this is why every time a woman asks me and say, you know, I don't understand why the egg keeps coming out, the first question I always ask is, where are you in your cycle? And sure enough, we found out that it is either the day of or a couple of days before. And this is just to let you know that the egg feels those kind of things. The egg knows that when you are in a period of having, soon close to having your period, where your body is getting ready to detoxify itself, the egg does not necessarily want to be there. So it's one of the pointers that you may have to know that, you know, your flow and your menstrual flow should not be obstructed. This is really my perspective. It should be a free flow, so that it completely exits your body, because that's what your entire energy is going to be focusing on, pushing out what no longer needs to be there and releasing. So the egg knows that, and the egg doesn't want to obstruct that or prevent that or do anything like that. That's why it was going to come out on its own. Now, it is possible to keep an egg during your menses, but that's to another subject for another time. But all I wanted to say is that this course on the sacred cycle will give you the ground and the basis to understand things you need to know in order to build a strong yoni egg practice. And of course, I'm preparing a course, a workshop rather, on yoni eggs in July. So I'm announcing it now, but much more to come on it in June until July, so that it will be probably at a physical location here in Montreal, but I'm going to see if I can open it up so that those of you who were, you know, through the web, knowing me through YouTube or Facebook, will be able also to pick in and participate and be with us. So yes, that's it. I hope I'll have a lot more time pretty soon. I've been quite busy with consultations, learning a lot from the consultations as well, having a lot of different downloads and recognizing a lot of different patterns. Also having a lot of changes through my own personal life, so there's a lot for me to deal with and be busy with, but I hope to be soon able to make more video, to bring to you more content, and to share also the wisdom that I get from those consultations, the wisdom I get from my students, so that it may help all of us continue to grow. So thank you so much for being with me, and of course I'll see you pretty soon. Lastly, before I leave, I'll say, you know, all of the information about the course will be in the description box. And this course, I made it in such a way that it will be affordable to most of you guys, and that you also can either purchase the class directly or stream it and just watch it online from the comfort of your own home. So thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
La 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 la.